things are hectic, things are crazy. We're in a different house. We had to quickly leave town for a job. I have no privacy. I have no space. My camera stopped working. I'm filming off the camera off the laptop instead of my webcam. Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm exhausted. And today I'm just gonna tell you guys a story. We're just gonna take it nice and easy and I'm just gonna tell you guys a story. You guys okay with that? I'm okay with that? Great. So, just a quick note that we're probably going to have to change from posting every day to maybe once a week, twice a week. Things got really hectic, really fast. I'm now moving again. Everything is just crazy, and I don't really have time or the privacy to film videos every day like I did. So until I can get adjusted to this new situation, I've gotta slow down the posts. So today I'm going to tell you guys a story of my childhood. This story will forever be ingrained into my mind. It will forever scare the crap out of me, and it will forever remind me that anytime I don't feel safe, I'm not crazy. So I'm just gonna jump right into the story. Here we go. So to start the story off, I need to describe to you kind of where I grew up. So when I was about 7 years old, my parents bought a house in this area that it was really on that line of it wasn't really sketchy, but it wasn't really safe. It was kind of like that weird middle area of you could go outside and not get hurt, but also everyone was on drugs, clearly. I don't know if you call it gangs, but there were dangerous people around, but it wasn't everywhere. Do you guys kind of know what I mean? It's a weird feeling of it's not really sketchy, it's not really bad, but it is dangerous, and it's not as safe as it should have been. You got it? You understand? Cool. So we moved into this house when we were about 7 years old, and we shared a room with one of my older sisters. And when I was in late middle school, I got my own room. My parents moved into the bonus room, into this big bonus storage room thing in the back. And we took their room. So whenever we took their room, we painted the walls pink. It was fun. It was happy, blah, blah, blah. So to give you guys a little bit of context, so there are 2 windows in that room. So if here's the driveway, there was a window right here facing the driveway, and then on the side of the house, so here's the driveway, on the side of the house here, there's another window right there. It was just nice. It was nice feeling to wake up in the morning, open the curtains, and that beautiful natural light. It just kind of gave a weird nostalgic feel, especially in that room. So I started opening the curtains, I started leaving them open. It was fine, I felt safe, until I didn't. So yeah, we went on with our life, we went to school, we moved into this room, it was fun, it was nice, got my own space, yay. And as the nights continued, we started getting do you guys know that feeling when you feel like someone's watching you, but you can't really see them and you can't really tell, but it kind of feels dangerous, where it's someone's watching you, you're not alone, this isn't safe. So that started happening in the room. And of course it made us really freaked out. We got freaked out. And we just kept trying to brush it off, no one's here, it's fine, whatever. And this went on for days. And of course it wasn't every night, but it was pretty damn often that we'd get this feeling that someone's watching us. So anyway, fast forwarding a little bit, we're brushing off this feeling, everything is fine, until the night that we get this feeling really, really strong. We look out our window because we forgot to close the curtains, and there's someone looking back at us. Now, like any child would do, we screamed and freaked out and ran and got my dad. So I told him that I saw someone outside my window, and he picked up his gun, he went outside and he walked around the house. He wasn't gonna call the police, he wanted to find the guy first. And instead of being like, oh, they must have ran off, or oh, they must have heard the screaming or something like that, my parents were just kind of like, oh, no one's there. You must have just saw something. You must have just saw something. It must have just been in your mind, which I'm still a little upset about, but I get it. I get it. Obviously, we don't have very good mental health. It's not uncommon for anyone, even if they just have depression and anxiety, to see things. So I brushed it off. It was nothing. It was just in my head. Go back to bed. Everything's fine. But as the weeks go on, this keeps happening. We keep seeing people looking through our window, and for some reason, it was just established in our minds and to our family that, oh, we're just seeing things each night. Which again, at the time, seemed like, that was the thing. It seemed like that's what was happening. It was just in our mind. We were just seeing things. We were too anxious. We got freaked out, whatever. But this kept going and going and going. And eventually, I told myself that anytime I do see something, it's just in my head. It's never real. I can't, I messed up. Never do. Just never do that. If you think you see something, call the police. Get someone to check outside. It's better to be safe than sorry. Even if it happens a lot, just check real quick. Keep your doors locked. Keep your windows locked. Just don't ever just tell yourself it's just in your head until you've ruled out every other situation. So continuing on, this keeps happening, and we just kind of start brushing it off. This dangerous feeling that we're being watched, that someone's creeping on us, we always said that it was just in our head, brush it off, whatever. And it actually started to get better as time went on. We actually had less and less anxiety and less feelings of danger, whether that was us just brushing it off or whether it was that we just that feeling went away. I will never know to this day. It was getting better, we were feeling safer, whatever, everything's fine. Until one night, after school, I came into the house, I was watching TV in the living room, I was the only one there, and so the living room has windows. So I told you guys where my room was, so here's my room. The living room is right next to it. And the TV is on the wall over here, and the windows are, there's 2 or 3 long, big windows, right there. So I was watching TV, I was looking this way, I was watching TV, and the windows are right on the other side of me. So it's getting dark, it's getting late, and I'm watching some fluffy show, whatever, and I kind of glance out the window because I see something move. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman, whatever it is. I just glance over at it, and I jump up because there is a face staring right at us through the window. And so we kind of look at it for a minute, and we're like, no. This is just in our head. This isn't real. This is not real. This is just our mind messing with us. It's been a long day. We're tired. This is just in our head. Right. So I just look back at the TV, tell myself it's in my head, not real, and I just keep on going, with my life. But I cannot shake the feeling. I cannot shake the feeling that this thing is just staring at me. So I keep glancing back at it over and over while I'm watching TV. And as I'm glancing back at it one time, there is this loud gunshot from outside. Here's the thing, we live in Texas, and gunshots go off all the time. People are shooting BB guns, people are shooting animals, whatever, it's not uncommon in the area. But a gunshot goes off while I'm looking at this thing, and this face, this person, like, looks real quick to see what it was. And that's what kind of got me. To this day, I still don't know why that movement freaked me out so much, but it did. So I jumped up from the chair, I went around to the other side of the living room, went behind the couch to kind of hide. And by this point, I still thought it was in my head. At this point, I was like, this is bad. Like, I can't, this has to be in my head, right? This can't be real. So I'm still thinking it's in my head, but I still need some sort of confirmation from someone who isn't messed up in the head. So I take a picture of it on Snapchat, and I send it to my sister, the one I used to share a room with. And on the picture I type down, is this a face or is my head just messing with me? I send it to her, and she's just in her room across the hall. At this point, I'm just waiting behind the couch, and I'm just, like, waiting for that reply of, yeah, you're fine, nothing's there. Like, I'm just waiting for that confirmation just to make myself feel better that nothing's there. And then I get a snap back from her, and instead of her saying, yeah, you're fine, nothing's there, it says, that is someone looking through the window, get away. This is when that little tinge of danger, of, like, uncomfortableness, turns into full-blown panic. And someone else saw it too. That is a real person looking through the window. And of course, panicking, you get loud. I'm staring at the damn thing, freaking out. And so, after staring at the guy for a minute, I go to my sister's room, and we're both panicking, we're both yelling, we're both shaking, we're like, what do we do? Like, what do we do? So we look at the picture, because for some reason, we still think this may be a trick being played on both of us. So we're looking at this picture, trying to think, is this a cooler? Is this a branch? Is this just something that looks similar? Like, we're looking at it, because after looking at it for a while, it kind of looks like a mask. It looks like someone's wearing a mask, like a Halloween mask, over their face. We were in her room just dissecting this picture for 10 minutes, maybe, before we decided that this was real. Someone is looking through the window. And we both run into my parents' room, wake them up, and show them the photo. And now, this is kind of when I kind of want to hit myself in the face. I kind of want to hit my past self, because it took so long for me and my sister to kind of convince ourselves that something was there, and it wasn't just in our head. It gave plenty of time for this guy to realize what was going on and run away, which is what happened. So this is why I say, if you feel like something's there, don't brush it off as it's in your head. Don't brush it off as you're freaked out. Please go check. We go to my parents' room, we show them the photo. At this time, it's just my mom. My dad's out at work or out doing something. I forget where he was. We show mom the photo because, of course, when we were trying to tell her, she was saying, you know, oh, I'm sure it was nothing. I'm sure it was just a branch. I'm sure. So we show her the photo, and she sees it too. And she gets freaked out too. So instead of calling the police, we get in her car, because at this point, like the guy's gone. Like, he's gone. He saw the panic. He left, obviously. We're sure he was on something, but, you know, he's gone. He's no longer in the window. So, of course, we drag mom to the window. He's not there anymore. We get in her car, and instead of calling the police, she wants to try and go find him. She wants to try and go see if there's some teenager in a mask or, like, someone walking down the streets. We get in her car, we look around, we don't find anything, and then we go to the police. And the plot thickens, because we go to the police station, we show him the photo, we show the police officer a photo, and the police officer says, well, not on your street, but around the area, there has been some reports of peeping toms. If you don't know what a peeping tom is, it is someone who looks through your window, who peeps in on your life, a stalker. No, the difference between a stalker and a peeping tom is that a stalker is obsessive while a peeping tom just kind of looks. Maybe a 5-minute walk away, there have been reports of people looking through windows and watching people. He didn't say how long these reports have been going on. He just said that they're common. We asked the police if there's anything they can do. He said that if they can't find him, they can't find him. He's wearing a mask. They can't find him. But him and his team will patrol the night all night, and they did. We saw the cop cars pass by several different times. They did a very good job of making us feel safe. But then after we left the police station and the anxiety and the adrenaline starts calming down, and we can now process this whole thing, it now occurs to me that the police officer's words that there have been reports of Peeping Tom nearby, that I caught this thing on film watching me. So now I have this horrifying realization that for the month that we felt like something was watching us, that we thought we were seeing things, that we thought was all in our head, may not have been all in our head. And that was a large pill to swallow. I wish I had like a happy ending to this story. So there isn't a happy story. We don't know what happened to the guy. We don't know who he was. Our best guess is that he was on some sort of drug and was on some trip and just thought, oh, let me look. We don't know. We don't know what happened. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. I mean, I'm sure my parents felt bad after, because all this time they were telling me that it was in my head. I was just seeing things. I was freaked out. It was just bad. But so yeah, moral of the story. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'm gonna say it another time, that if you think something is there watching you through the window, unless you just finished watching a scary movie, my God, look through the window, call the police, keep your windows locked, keep your doors locked, trust your mind to keep you safe. Those senses there, those feelings of danger, are there for a reason. Yeah, that's my story for you guys today. Still don't have an outro, so I'm just gonna awkwardly say bye. Bye!